Hey, Steve Zelenhardt here with Treviso Realty. Good morning. Just a quick update on the current inventory. 20,427 units. So obviously we're up since last week. Let's just find the amount. I think it's just a couple hundred units because we were into 20,000s last week. It's got a bunch of stuff going on here. Yeah, 20,137. So up 300 units since last week, and sales are up about 100. So up about 25% since last week, which is great. Estero packed on a bit of inventory as well. 805 units, 29 sold. Again, you're starting to see now. Again, we mentioned every week we're going to the spring market. You're going to get packed on inventory. We're also noticing even our listings there. We're getting offers on the properties. Some of them are still coming in low. Like negotiations are pretty horrible to deal with. We had one is an FHA loan, and we had to give up 6% incentive because they're using this money to close the deal. Plus, you needed it was a lease to own concept. So the buyer was realistic, or the renter that's going to be is realistically the buyer. So a big corporation basically facilitates the deal, and then ultimately they take possession of it, and then they rent it back to the future owner of this property. So it's a rent to own. Problem with that is it's the appraisal and a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a condition on financing for like 60 days, which is crazy to take your home off the market during the season right now. It doesn't make any sense. Also, the rentals are actually going quite well. We had one rented last week with the tenant possession on Saturday, and then we got another application in yesterday, which I'm going to review now, so that we'll hopefully start knocking these out real quick. Very difficult to deal with tenants right now, to be honest. Get a lot of choices, and this is a little bit of a slowdown. We have to be very creative with what we're offering to make sure that we don't stir them away into another product. So this is obviously what we've been doing now, and this is how we're securing these tenants, not just in North Fort Myers, Estero, and also into Naples. So just this whole array of being a little bit smarter than the rest and making sure our properties get rented out prior to any other units in the market, which we are figuring out, which is cool. That's pretty much it. We're all hands on deck. I posted a video last week regarding this. I think it was last Tuesday, but we're up in just updating all our systems, which is pretty fantastic in just all lines of the business. So the Florida office, the North office, and also our property management company. So we've basically deployed two different programs. One to deal directly with our property management company, which is going to bring everything up to date. In a sense, we're amazing technology. Again, it's going to have this typical what you would see in a property management company, where your the landlord and the tenants will have access to their portal. They can pull out taxes or their invoices for taxes. They can pull out lease agreements. They can pull out whatever they want. They all have access to that. Also, a view of their property if there's any maintenance calls that are coming in. So because now the tickets can be produced by the tenant going forward, which is great. So it'll all be in a system where we can all monitor and be able to facilitate a lot faster. But also there's AI attached into it. And it's not just like a typical AI where it's like, oh, it's got AI and it's got some chat bot in the corner. It's literally like it's your own chat GPT built into it, because when we get into our system, it has our own browser, and we can ask it any questions regarding our business. If there's any weaknesses, if there's any delinquent files, we can ask it like direct questions, like if it was one of our team members, and it'll search all the information that we need. And that's also available for the landlord, and it has the same access to the AI, but also the tenants. So if the tenants, let's say it's a problem that doesn't need to be taken care of. A fire alarm is beeping right now. It's not in a state, it's not an emergency, doesn't really need to be taken care of right away. Tenant can actually input this information. This is a Kittle fire alarm, it's beeping, the light's red. What's the application, or how do I fix this? And the AI will actually guide you. Okay, great. Screw it left, quarter turn, pull it down. There's gonna be a 9-volt battery. Replace the 9-volt battery, and that'll fix your problem. Instead of calling like myself, which they still will, and I'll guide them to that until we can get out there in the morning. But if it's something that annoys them too much, they can actually fix it on the fly. Just to update all the systems, and also the real estate side of this as well. It's going to be pretty amazing how the new system that we're putting in, it's going to be so advanced. Very excited about it, because we needed to upgrade. We've been in one of our CRMs for the last I don't know, maybe 5-6 years, which changed our direction at that point because we had a lot of things automated prior to AI. Now these other systems that we're going into is very expensive, but it's going to basically be on top of everything. So as soon as we input a deal, we're going to set all these tasks going forward. And then ultimately it's going to text, email, call. It's got chat bots, voice bots. You need to generate questions, get applications, whatever it is. It's going to be like a very high tech system. Also, what we're finding out in the States too is like a lot of tenants don't come directly through MLS. It's like we have 5 or 6 different platforms where tenants are coming in. Again, we keep adding more layers to it to make sure we're not missing anything. So you might get text at midnight, and it's by the time you get to it, then maybe somebody's already responded. But now we're going to have this system where it's going to basically communicate with them either by voice or by chat, and then it's going to basically pre-qualify them, get them through the process, let them know. Like, it's basically how I would communicate with them, and it's not going to having them deal with it or having me dealing with it in the morning. It's not going to change their the way we're getting the information. It's going to be very spot on. Also get an application signed and filled out prior to me waking up in the morning. So when I wake up, we have applications to review in the morning. So this is obviously, we want to make sure that we're ahead of every other brokerage in town, and also because we're a boutique real estate office, and this is obviously, we want to keep it this way because they're most profitable, to be honest. And then ultimately, just want to be ahead of the curve and make sure all our clients have a very linear experience going forward, because again, everything right now is sort of manual because we have so many things going on. So this is it's going to be a lot of work in the next 30-45 days, but ultimately it's going to bring 2026 in with amazing time. And what we figured is we're going to save maybe 1 to 2 hours a day per employee. Let's say at the end of the work week, we might have 10 extra hours that actually went to efficient work during the week, which it's like working 6 days rather than 5 days. So imagine the output that we're going to be looking forward to. But that's pretty much it. Have an amazing day, guys. We'll keep you posted. Bye-bye.